Welcome to another episode of Colorful Conversations with Connie and Corey. We welcome you to another episode. And today's topic is, unfortunately, we have to talk about a little bit about Britney Spears and all the stuff that's been going on. Connie, can you believe what's been going on?
I can't believe this. I mean, giving me the opportunity, what I would have done, okay?
I know. I mean, the thing that happened recently was that the son recorded Britney scolding one of the boys for not telling his brother not to wear shoes in the store or whatever, and he was kind of talking back to her a little bit, but first of all he recorded it.
Hey.
Then it got out, and Kevin Federline, the father, is coming out a little bit.
Trying to get more money.
That's what I think. About Britney, and if you haven't listened to her audio on YouTube, Britney sounds very intelligent. Very eloquent.
And I'm telling you, it's as if she was woke. She
right.
got woke. They had the girl under for so long.
Yeah, like
she's woke now. And I think if any of you guys haven't heard it, where should they go to that they want to hear
YouTube. I'll put the link on. Obviously, it's another source, but it is Britney's voice. She does acknowledge that she feels silly about selling her story, and I admire that.
Yeah,
I do admire that.
Coming forth. Mm-hmm. You can't talk about me because I talk about me.
Because you know, I've done interviews and people have to translate or transcribe what you said.
Exactly.
And it's kind of difficult to transcribe someone's emotional feelings.
Exactly.
And trials and struggles. And
only she knows.
Can.
Mm-hmm.
But they've made it out, whether she does, and I don't know her personally, but I did grow up with a parent that's bipolar. And I know that there's medication, and I know that people have episodes. But the way they made it seem was that she was so out of it. But when you listen to these tapes, her, revealing conversation that she's talking, I guess, to her fans, she sounds like she is a normal human being.
Like a professor.
Right, like really like what they set it out to be, that narrative that they created is not really it.
It's not. But see, they had to do that to her. What really bothered me over the years, minding somebody's business, is that what her father did. You know what I'm saying? He could have gotten money. She would have given him money. She would have looked out for him, her sisters, the mother. They would have been looked out for, but to put her away and just take over everything from her was horrible. They were living a grandeur life.
Well,
off of her money. She was,
She did have some episodes and some moments, and again,
of course, everybody
remember she cut her hair, and then she was beaten up.
She was just lashing out. That was her being her. But she still had a right to lead her own life. Now, you might have I could see if she was going out taking the money and going on the terrace and throwing it all out like this. Then I can understand. Then we say, oh, no, we got to, control her money because she just throwing it away. But that girl had pretty much
she did, there might have been, if we weren't under a microscope, we all might have done drugs, we might have slipped up, I'm guilty, and could have been at risk of losing everything. I get it. And she being at this grand scale, I can see
and
where
everybody knows her.
Right, everybody, her family or whoever, but I think it went too far. Where you are in every room, she says that her father was in every room, she couldn't go anywhere. And I know that she might have been hooked up with the wrong crowd at one point.
I mean, a lot of people do. Exactly. Especially when you're living that type of lifestyle. I mean, everybody's got money, everybody's got drugs, everybody's got mansions, everybody's got cars, everybody got everything. So, I mean, that's something that happens, and it happens to a lot of people. We're just hearing about hers because we know what she's been through, the trials and tribulations that the father put her through. And then that piece of work of the baby daddy, that's the worst.
$20,000 since what, 2000?
A month. He probably gets more than that.
I know. And I think that it's they say money is the root of all evil. I don't believe that to a certain extent, but I also believe that they're not being compassionate to this girl, that we all hook up with the wrong crowd. Yes, they take us down some spirally roads. I've been down some dark roads.
Yeah.
However, if you had, again, she's on a higher microscope. She had a lot more money. So I can see swarming in like a SWAT team.
Yeah, but that was ridiculous.
Yeah,
and that was ridiculous. You would think that she was about to blow up or something.
Like, and can you imagine the mental state of your mind that she's been from?
That would have pushed me over the cuckoo's nest.
Everybody.
That would have any of us. And once somebody did that to me, I would have been like freaked out.
I would have been freaked. Oh my God, I would have been mortified. One, like she said, embarrassed.
And it was her father that did that.
Right. And I understand that they wanted to protect her, and maybe they didn't know, because she was becoming an adult, but she was also a child star. And we've seen what happens to child stars.
Yes.
And I think, though, Britney's a high paid artist. I mean, one of the highest paid out here. And I think the money became, like you always say, you get a little, you want some more.
You know that.
And I think that because if she was in control of her life, they might not have gotten everything that they've gotten, or would have been able to.
But we're saying, okay, so in the long run, we're saying, okay, it was all right for the father to kind of lock it down, but it's just how he did it.
I think how he did it, and I think he did it for too long.
Yes. But he was benefiting from it. I'm sure they all were benefiting from it.
Yeah, now that listening to her, yeah, she does obscure stuff on the internet, like she shows her boobs or whatever.
Oh, y'all want to see mine?
And she looks a little spacey in
her
videos.
Come on.
But again, she's been locked up to me.
Yes.
And she's
a prisoner.
Not, basically, and she hasn't experienced life as an adult.
No.
Like, certain things are new to her. They were telling her what to eat, how to dress, like what to do, where to be.
I think they had her drugged up personally.
I swear that.
I hate to say it, Brittany. I don't know, but I'm saying they had that girl drugged up, and now she's almost seen the light. Another thing is the fact that she seems like she found someone who loves her. I hope that's the case. I know one thing. He looked good.
He does look good. He does.
The eye candy is unbelievable.
Well, I'm hoping because he's in fitness that there's no drug thing. He's a fitness person. He does seem like he cares for her. Yes. He's not in the public eye. No. He doesn't really say much about her. He's not doing interviews. Mm-hmm. I really appreciate that standpoint.
Yeah, I do too.
I think though, from a bipolar, if she is, and nobody has,
I'm not going to diagnose her. Yeah. That's just it. Everybody's got their own opinion. But you don't know. Are they doctors? Are y'all doctors, psychiatrists? Who are you to say this is what she has?
But if she is, because I grew up with a parent, doctors are so willing to feed patients medicine.
Always.
And I had to fight a doctor once because he was drugging my mom to a point where she couldn't even speak. And so I get.
She was out of it, Brittany.
Some of these antidepressants make some people very.
It makes them worse if you ask me.
Yes.
I don't see the benefit in it.
I don't.
No.
Because they just feed them because.
They just want to keep you out of it. You need to be in it. You need to be of the world. Mm-hmm. Be of the world. You know what I'm saying? They want you all out of it so you don't know one thing from the next.
My mother couldn't even hardly speak. It was it slowed their mind down to the point where
that's what
they
wanted
couldn't
to
function. And that's what I feel might have happened if that is the case, allegedly. Because we don't want to be sued.
No, that's all we can say is allegedly. We're just going by what we see in the news, what we read in the media, what you see on YouTube, and all these other places, TMZ, all the stuff that you see. We're just voicing our opinion, right? Because I just think it's horrible. She's a very talented young lady, a beautiful young lady, but it seems to have such a great spirit. It seems like she's a good mom as well. That's another thing that hurts me, and being a mother, a grandmother, is that she was taken away. Her kids were taken away from her. And, now that she's woke and she's trying to get a relationship with them, look what happens now.
Right, but the thing is that it's almost hard for, I don't know, I'm not a parent, but when you may not have raised them day to day, and then they're at a certain point and now they're around you, they might feel, as she said, entitled that
Yes.
She can't scold them. She can because that's her children. My mother has said much worse to me.
And let me say, as long as you live, they'll keep saying much worse.
And I'm 50 and my mother still talks to me and scolds me a certain way. But needless to say, that's my mother.
Exactly.
That's those kids' mother. Yeah. She's trying to create not rich, spoiled brats.
Right. And so we don't know what's also going on in their home. Since she's not there with them, we don't know what's going on there. Because for some reason, what was the episode that happened that you were just telling me about? And I was like, oh no, I wasn't. What happened with the boys?
So what? They went shopping or whatever, and then they went out, and Jaden, one of the brothers or whatever, went to the store without shoes on. Oh. And when he came back in the car, she was like, "How dare you? That's not etiquette." Like she was really.
It's unsanitary.
She was just telling the brother, "You're not going to watch out for your brother and tell him to just do something ethically correct."
Yes. Well, that's what you're supposed to look out for your
brother. And as a parent, I guess that's what she was doing.
And as a parent, she had all the right to say, "What's wrong with you? Where's your shoe?" Check this out. If I was there and I was in the same store they was in and I seen that child without shoes, I would have said, "What's wrong with you? Where's your mother? Where's your shoes?" As a stranger, I would have said that. Anytime I see children in the street and I think they're in danger or they're lagging too far behind the parent, I get my nosy butt involved. "Oh, excuse me, the child has lagged way behind." Because it only takes a second for somebody to snatch him.
But do you know what's also scary though, Connie? Is that even though the kids might have made that decision, right? And she might have not paid attention or whatever. But if that kid went into the store and they realized that that's Britney, now it's Britney being abusive or not paying attention
to her children. Because how do you let your child
go out of the store? So she doesn't never. She's not gonna win. She's not gonna win.
It's not about winning. It's the real deal. It's if anybody with any sense would know that was obvious. That she was trying to protect her child and telling your child, "You can't go in the store. You can't walk in the streets. The streets are dirty without a shoe." So she wasn't, abusing the child. She was just telling the child the right thing to do.
But what do you say about the child recording her? Yeah, see, I would have snatched that phone out of his hand in a quick second and threw that thing on the trash.
And the smack was heard all over the world.
Yeah, well, see, but a black child would have gotten. I don't know. And
I don't even know if it has to do with race. It was just. The smack would have been heard, okay?
I would have been scolded.
Not only that, first of all, he wouldn't have that phone no more because by the time that phone would have been in another county, okay?
Me would take my phone out to record my mother while she's scolding me.
But that stems from a lot of other stuff too.
But that's today. The kids today, they've seen.
A lot of kids wouldn't have pulled that. Nope. They felt that they could do that. So? And who knows? You have to realize that they do live with the Father. So they live with the Father. Who knows what he feeds into their minds?
That's what I say. I think, he might have agreed with Britney's father that she had an issue. Or did not acknowledge if allegedly she had a mental illness or maybe they didn't advocate like I advocated for my mother because I'm like, no, this is not my mother. She's not gonna act like this.
No.
And so I almost had a fight with a psychiatrist.
But that's the whole thing. When you have somebody that advocates for you, then things wouldn't. This would have never really happened to her. But I'm not. Like I said, I can't judge anybody. I can't say that. But where was the rest of her family when this was going on?
But I think the father took so much control that he
and the mother had no say so. The sisters.
Think that the father was smart enough to create such a narrative that it was hard to believe her.
She's the crazy one.
Yeah. But unfortunately, and I have to say again, allegedly, most bipolar people or people with mental illness become the crazy one out of when they're telling something that happened. Right. They become the crazy one.
Yes.
But those are the ones that tell the truth.
They are.
That's the scary part.
They do.
They tell the truth.
And now, you know what? That's what I'm saying to you all that's listening to us discussing it. I think the only way you can really get a good beat on it is if you listen to it yourself. I mean,
yeah, you have to listen to her.
It was really, I felt heartfelt hearing it, like somebody who was freed.
She was free,
as if she had been kidnapped. Not even the fact that you did this to look out for her. It seems like you just tried to take away her soul. And when you hear it, she's doubting a lot of things.
Yeah, she said that she was an atheist.
Yeah, she's doubting a lot of things. And
I believe that there's good happening to her if this person loves her. I'm sorry that she did lose a baby or she had a miscarriage.
Well, hopefully that can happen again.
But again, I just feel her being released. She has diehard fans.
Yes.
And that believed and fought, and I was standing out in front of the courthouse,
waiting and hoping that she would
get free and fight the conservatorship. I hope that she's in pain because she's dealing with family greedy
and your children. Nothing can hurt you more than anything to have your children reject you. Believe me, that's a very painful thing. It's so painful that she speaks with such a tone like
it does. When you hear her voice, she doesn't. There's no hostility. You're very right. There's no hostility.
It's just like a straight line. Like, where do you go from there when your kids treat you like that? And I hope that she is blessed with more children who would, of course, not treat her that way. But I have to say to Britney and to myself and anyone else out there, try to live more. Let your faith and that's your fear affect your life. Don't let this what happened to you take away all the other spiritual blessings that you have that's coming your way, because they are. Because now you're woke. You're woke now. So you can have all the opportunities that you want. All those ones behind you that had you locked up, beat up, sucked up, shot up, drugged out, forgive them and move on.
And this is a great segue, even though I don't want to not say because I don't know, but unfortunately this is what in real everyday life people with mental illnesses, they suffer because people in their family don't
take advantage.
They take advantage. They don't advocate properly for them medically. I've seen it personally with a parent that's bipolar, that people don't advocate correctly. Family members are in denial. They don't want to be bothered because it is taxing. It is taxing.
It is taxing, but when you really care about somebody and you love somebody, you're going to take that time. You're going to take that time to help them get through and not just medicate them.
That's what I find with, in my experience, everyone, that, they medicate. They over-medicate.
Always. That's what most diseases we have out here. Diabetes, hypertension, cholesterol. They overly medicate. I know, because they try to over-medicate me with some cholesterol. I went from feeling 25 to feeling 95. That cholesterol medicine will do a number on you. So somebody told me take that QT10, whatever, along with it. So I'm saying you got to be careful. You have to advocate for yourself if you can.
Advocate for yourself, but even if, this is a sad part for when talking about going back to the mental illness part, is when you have a mental illness, it might be hard for you even to advocate for yourself because you don't even understand why this is happening to you. You understand? Because it's not a physical form.
No, it's all in the head.
It's all in the head. And it's not something we can wrap our heads around.
Because we're not dealing with it.
We're not dealing with it. We think it's odd. It's like when somebody
I think that we all have a little bit of,
I think we got a little crazy in
us. But my whole thing is, why should you have to be treated that way? When people say they love you, my mother always said, don't go for that. I love you, I love you, love you. She said, no, let them show you. You can say the word love all the time, but love is something that you show. And obviously, she wasn't getting that. So I hope this time she is.
No, I hope so, but I also think, so before we wrap up, do you think she's going about it the right way, going on, YouTube or whatever, putting her vocal, her talking and her, sharing? Do you think that's the right way?
I think so. I think it's good for her to share, because that's good for her.
It's therapeutic.
She's getting out her therapeutic.
She's getting out her system. She's letting it out her system.
Yeah. So I think that's a good thing.
And it's not really about us.
No. She's expressing herself.
She's expressing herself.
We all have the choice whether or not we want to listen to her or not. Whether we want to agree with her or not. Whether we want to sympathize with her or not. That's our choices. But at least she's letting it out. And she needs to do that. And she seems very calm about it.
Yeah, she's not, like, something that you had made me think about just you were talking about her tone, and like I didn't even realize, like, it's just so, she's just talking a matter of fact.
Yes.
But you can hear her pain.
Yes.
But you can also hear that she's just wants, because she's had dying fans that have stood in front of courthouses,
stuck by her,
started Free Britney, the hashtag. This is her way of just saying, I guess, thank you.
She's giving back to her fans, which is a great thing. I mean, these people care about you, so why not let them know what's going on?
Yeah, her own family didn't care enough, and I think you mentioned something about her sister, and I don't know anything about the sister. I don't know much about her.
But I know what she does say in there is like, oh, now you guys want me back out here because I work, you get paid.
Right, I mean, she's
a cash cow.
Because people don't realize, I mean, being on tour,
it's grueling.
That's grueling. City to city, sleeping on buses.
We think that it's exciting.
Yeah, because we don't do it. Yeah, because we don't do it.
And you know, money is not always the root of all evil. It's the evil that money causes. So, she lets you know, like, this is me. I got to go to work because these people need money. And you know what else? It doesn't seem that she cut them off.
No, I don't think she could at one point. I think now she can.
I hope so.
But, listening to her, I've been I wouldn't say I'm a fan, but I've liked a lot of her songs,
I do too.
And I think she has this sex appeal, and I think
she's very talented.
I think she's very talented. She, she's one of those, like a Madonna or whatever, for the gay community. But listening to her, I became a fan and a heartfelt fan for her.
Yeah, not so much a fan of all her music, but a fan of her
as a human being.
Exactly, especially as you always say, you have gone through that yourself, but having a parent with that situation.
Yeah, and I just feel like she's triumphing, and it takes a lot of courage to go out in this public forum and share. And like she said in it, and before we close, she was scared of criticism, and we're all
scared of criticism. Nobody wants to be criticized.
Yeah, don't be putting on bad comments on the bottom of this. No.
Don't criticize. But yeah, I can understand that. But like I said, before we close out, Brittany, once again, I just want to say to you, stay woke.
Yeah, and Brittany, we know you said that you're an atheist, and I respect that. I know that the heartache and the pain that she must be feeling, and if you're feeling it, but there are some great things. You have great people that love you that you don't even know, that stood out there for you. You've been blessed with a husband that we pray that is caring for you and giving you the added strength. And I just believe that whatever faith, whatever you have, it's there. It may not seem that there is something, I don't want to say God, whatever you believe in. Exactly. It's a greater power looking after you. You're young and you have a full life ahead of you, and I hope that you fulfill all your dreams. I mean, and although she's done a lot, I hope
there's still more to come, hon. There's more to go.
So we want to say thank you again for tuning in to this topic about Britney Spears. We thank you. We love you. We support you, and we hope that you support us. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, email us with topics that you want us to cover.
Please do.
And remember to live colorfully. And have a good night, everyone, or day, wherever you are.